Hello and welcome to tutorial number 9, PTV VISUM, working with TFlow Fuzzy. So today I'm going to talk about TFlow Fuzzy, or matrix correction or matrix estimation. We would use TFlow Fuzzy in such cases when we have a base OD matrix that we want to update. It has been developed previously and now we want to update this OD matrix based on a new survey data. So this is one of the reasons. The other one is we update an OD matrix based on a link count. So it's either based on an old survey or old OD survey data, or based on a traffic count. There is other reasons why we do TFlow Fuzzy, and that will relate to public transit, but today I'm going to talk only about the PRT network. So in order to create a TFlow Fuzzy, we will go to calculate, procedure, create, go to matrices and demand matrix correction TFlow Fuzzy. I'll bring it down here. So the first thing we need to assign is the demand segment. So in this case I will choose car. You can choose both of them and adjust both of the matrices related to this demand segments. Click OK and then go to edit. So this window here will talk about many different things. First of all, we will go to the count data, and here use only network objects with volume more than 0 and counted value more than 0. So of course we want to adjust our matrix or network based on volume more than 0 and counted value more than 0. Okay, so we can do the TFlow Fuzzy for various network objects. So let's first talk about zones. In the zones, if we have an OD survey and we just did an OD survey in the field and we want to update our old OD matrix, so we will go to the zones. Okay, and remember that the zones here is production attraction. It's not an OD matrix, it's a vector. Okay, so you'll put your row data, column data, and in this place here where you see the plus minus, this is where you put your tolerance or your error. Okay, so you can do it for zones. Links, it's the same way. You can check only active links, whether in case you have a filter, and the same thing, your count data and your tolerance. And usually we will put our count data in a new user defined attribute. So next is turns on main turns. Sometimes we would like to do our TFlow Fuzzy for a turn. So it's the same procedure for screen lines and the total traffic. Okay, in total traffic, if you have an idea how much your total traffic in the system, you can put it with some tolerance. You can keep these two tabs as default. Okay, for further information about them, you can refer to the PTV VISUM manual. Let's go to parameters. This is an important tab. So here for the analysis, you have the protocol where you can trace your TFlow Fuzzy procedure, what is happening. Diagnosis, which it will give you just some log file as a report and tells you what is happening. And here you can go for progress statistics, where it will some statistics about the TFlow Fuzzy procedure will be generated. So let's go to the procedure parameters. Okay, you have the max correction factor. This factor here, it will limit any change to the old matrix with the new one. Okay, so it's usually, we will call it delta. Okay, if you don't have any information or any number to put here, it's better to keep it as default. Cancel if change less than this number or this value. This one, if the OD matrix is not changed in any OD pair by more than the specified value. Okay, so I will repeat this one again. If the OD matrix is not changed in any OD pair, okay, by more than this specified value here, so it will cancel. Number of iterations for the solution to converge, and here we have the estimated number of trips. So if you have an idea about the total number of trips in the system, you can add them here. If not, just keep it 0. Alpha level, it's called a scaling factor for fuzzy membership function bandwidth scaling. I would recommend you to go for the PTV VISUM manual and read more about the alpha level. Okay, if the best to left the default stuff if you don't know. And if you want to go to read more about the alpha level, you can go to chapter 4.4.1.1, page 217. Okay, here adjust only OD pairs with data. This means if link volumes are used and none of the routes of an OD pair uses any of the counted links, data for the matrix update is missing for this OD pair. So what will happen if you tick this option? The selected or the given OD data is stored in the new output matrix. So sometimes we have a link volume but it's not used in any routes of the OD. So the value we are putting will be the same value in the new matrix. Adjust only active OD pairs. Sometimes we want to adjust part of the matrix, not the whole matrix. So the best way here to create a matrix, it will read a matrix from you. It required a matrix to be written here. So what you need to do is you create a matrix of 1 or zeros. So 1, it means update, 0, don't update. Okay. For the flow matrix, it will recalculate from the demand segment car. And finally, the output. So you have two options. It will either update that matrix, or you can save the output matrix in somewhere else. Okay. So in general, this is it for the TFlow Fuzzy. There is another useful tool that you can work with. Go to create, because after we finish TFlow Fuzzy, we need to compare our results before and after, especially for the volume on the links. So, and we might do some statistics like regression. So go to create and add in. So we have the report PUT counts. Okay, it says PUT, but we can use it for PRT as well. Go to edit, and this procedure will open, and it will ask you for two things: your census data and your model data. So here I will add a row. The object will be links. I want to compare links. Okay, I can give the sheet name. The sheet name is the Excel sheet name. So census and model. So census data, it's the traffic counts. So I have a user-defined attribute which is called counts, and for the model I will use the volume PRT. Okay, here it will tell you GH, what is your label for that, or what's your limit for the GH. I'm going to put 5, and draw for me an XY regression and a bar chart. Okay, you can save it, and if you have a template, you can load the template, and you can save it anywhere in your machine, the Excel sheet, and you can also preview the report. Okay, so let's save it here, and we say TFF. Okay, so you can preview the report before saving it. Okay, So as you can see here, I have the link number from node. This is my census data, and this is my model, and here is the deviation, which is the delta or the percentage difference, and the GH. All of these will be generated automatically from that procedure. The average GH, percentage of GH less than 5, deviation average, and deviation average weight or weighted average. Okay, here I have a regression curve between the model and the census, and here I have some bar chart that shows me the difference between the census or the traffic counts in my model. So in this example, TFlow Fuzzy did a good job because I have a good R-square and a good slope. So this is it for this tutorial. If you have questions, as you know, you can ask me. Thank you.